Download the NBA app. New York. Game 1 of the first-round series between the New York Knicks and Philadelphia 76ers was a rollercoaster ride, with both teams erasing deficits of at least 13 points. In the end, it was the Knicks that came out on top, improving to 20-2, 12-0 at home, in games in which they'd had both Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby.
Here are some notes, numbers and film from New York's 111-104 victory at Madison Square Garden on Saturday. 1. Embiid throws down, goes down and comes back. The big question of the series quickly went from, how well will Joel Embiid play, to, how much will he play?
Embiid had the highlight of the night late in the second quarter when he tossed the ball off the backboard to himself, grabbed it with one hand and threw down a dunk over OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. But Embiid then landed on his left leg, spun around, grabbed his left knee and fell to the floor.
The left knee, of course, is the same one which required meniscus surgery in February, causing Embiid to miss 29 straight games. He went to the locker room with 2:37 left in the half and things looked pretty bleak for the Sixers, who trailed by 12 at the break to the only undefeated team, 28-0. In games it led by at least 5 points at halftime.
And then Embiid emerged from the locker room shortly before the third quarter began. After Philly missed a shot on its first possession of the second half, it proceeded to score 32 points on its next 15 trips down the floor, turning a 14-point deficit into a 6-point lead.
Embiid also provided the highlight of that run, an absolute dime to Kelly Oubre Jr. On the break, alas, while the Sixers won the first and third quarters by a total of 24 points, 70-46, they lost the second and fourth by a total of 31, 65-34.
Embiid's 36-33 of playing time was a little less than he logged in the Sixers' play-in victory on Wednesday, but still his second highest total in the 7 games he's played since returning from injury. Sixers head coach Nick Nurse didn't have a post-game update on Embiid, who chose not to speak with the media after the game.
2. Knicks' new bench comes up big. The Knicks' mid-season trade for Anunoby provided an upgrade to their starting lineup, but the departure of Emmanuel quickly was a hit to what was the league's 6th-ranked bench at the time of the trade. Josh Hart moving into the starting lineup in place of the injured Julius Randle on Jan.
29 was another hit. From that point on, the Knicks bench ranked 19th and the team was outscored by 11. 6 points per 100 possessions with Jalen Brunson off the floor. They traded for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks at the deadline, and their minutes were not good.
But the Knicks bench was huge in Game 1. The starting lineup was outscored by 18 points in a little less than 16 minutes on Saturday, but New York outscored Philly by 25 in a little more than 32 minutes with at least one reserve on the floor. Only 3 reserves played, but they all played big. Miles McBride scored 21 points in 28 minutes, shooting 5 for 7 from three-point range.
He closed the game instead of Dante DiVincenzo and made a big pull-up 3 to put the Knicks up 5 with 7:37 left. It's not just the shot-making, Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau said about McBride's performance.
But it's the energy, it's the defense, it's the hustle, that goes a long way. Like McBride, Robinson played the entire fourth quarter. He finished with 12 rebounds, 7 offensive, and 4 blocks in 30 minutes, easily the most he's played in 11 games since returning from an extended absence.
He grabbed a big offensive rebound and tipped in his own miss to put the Knicks up 4 with 4:25 left. Bogdanovic had 13 points and 7 boards in less than 25 minutes, with his biggest moments, 2 3-pointers, coming when the Knicks began the second quarter on an 11-2 run with Brunson off the floor.
3. Knicks dominate the glass again last season. The Knicks ranked second in offensive rebounding percentage and then destroyed the Cleveland Cavaliers on the glass in their first-round series. This season, they led the league in offensive rebound percentage, and they destroyed the Sixers on the glass in Game 1.
Philly grabbed 24 defensive rebounds. New York grabbed 23 offensive rebounds. When you count rebounds that went out of bounds and loose ball fouls, the Knicks had an offensive rebounding percentage of 51.8%, the second highest mark for any team in a game this season. Led by Robinson, 4 Knicks, including the 6'4" Hart, had at least 4 offensive boards.
Anunoby had just 1, but it was a particularly vicious one that resulted in a bucket for Brunson. "We prioritize offensive rebounds," Thibodeau said. "The nights in which we're not shooting well, they give us a chance." The Sixers had the better half-court offense on Saturday, but it was 27-11 Knicks on fast break points and 26-8 on second-chance points, with those 26 second-chance points being the most the Sixers have allowed this season.
4. Teammates reward Brunson for making the right plays. Brunson did not have his best shooting game. The Sixers defended him with size. Oubre and Nicolas Batum were his primary defenders, and showed him extra bodies when he drove.
The All-NBA candidate finished with 22 points on 8 for 26 shooting, also committing 5 turnovers. But Brunson made the right plays late. With the Knicks up 3 and just 2 minutes left, the Sixers' janky zone was shaded his way, with Tyrese Maxey on the ball and Oubre beyond the nail.
Brunson didn't force things and instead swung the ball to Hart, who drained a huge 3 to double the lead. The lead was back down to 4 on the next possession when Brunson was doubled on the right side of the floor. He then fired a skip pass to the left wing, where Anunoby drained another 3. While Brunson shot 1 for 6 from three-point range, his teammates were 15 for 29, 52%.
It's a make-or-miss league and the Knicks are now 38-6, third best, when they've outscored their opponent from beyond the arc. 5. Embiid settles too much. Embiid had a couple of strong post-ups in Game 1, as well as a couple of good reactions when the Knicks sent a double team.
But too often, his catches were 25 feet from the basket. And too often, he settled for long jumpers instead of trying to get inside. Embiid was 11 for 12 from the free throw line, but just 8 for 22 from the field, including 4 for 16 from outside the restricted area. His presence alone means a lot. But if Embiid isn't more effective going forward, the Sixers are in trouble.
Game 2 is Monday, 7:30 Eastern Time, TNT. **** John Schumann is a senior stats analyst for NBA.com. You can email him here, find his archive here and follow him on X. The views on this page do not necessarily reflect the views of the NBA, its clubs or Warner Bros.
Discovery.